If you could have done one thing differently with your money in the past, what would it be?
With the money? That's a good question. That's a question for Mom Lad. See, I haven't really spent my money on anything. If I could do one thing different, like with my life or with my choices, I would have had a YouTube channel when I first was filming with like Rug and them, because I missed out so much because I became such a big person on YouTube without even having a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Can't you just get back in touch with them? With FaZe Rug and Tanner, like do another video with them?
Oh, I've done probably like 6-7 videos with Rug. I've done many videos, and with Tanner as well, probably like 5.
Is it like nothing's better than the first?
Nothing's better than the first. Meet the richest kid in America versus like switching lives with the richest kid, or like being the richest kid's personal assistant. The first ever video to be richest kid in America.
That's true.
That's how
Meet the richest kid in America again.
Again, 2.0.
Once more.
So what is one thing that you've done with your money in the past that you wish you would have done differently?
I invested in crypto like 4 years ago. I bought Ethereum at $200 and I bought Bitcoin at $7,000. And I invested a very minute amount, but I invested tons in other things like oil and gas. And I wish I had switched that and put a larger amount. I mean, I'm doing fine, but I think with investments, you have to roll the dice, and you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but the winners make up for the losers. But I've done a lot of bad investments that I wish I didn't do, but then I've done good ones as well.
I know one thing that she regrets. So back in 2000 and whatever, Bitcoin, 14 cents a coin. She wanted to put like 50 to 100,000 into Bitcoin. One of her friends was telling her about it to do it. So she calls her financial advisor, her person that runs all of her stocks, and this person makes her a lot of money off the stocks. So she listens to her. And my mom's like, I want to invest in Bitcoin. It's 14 cents for a coin. And this woman, she goes like, no, don't invest. You don't know what that is. You don't know anything about it. It's not worth it. So my mom then doesn't invest in Bitcoin because she doesn't know how to do it on her own. She has to have her person do it for her. So the person tells her not to, she doesn't. But she wanted to put 50 to 100,000 into Bitcoin at 14 cents a coin.
I didn't realize that back then financial advisors couldn't buy it on behalf of you. So I would always say, buy this stock, do that. So I called her up. I said, hey, buy me some Bitcoin. And she's like, you don't want to do that. But I didn't know.
Yeah, you know what? What's that?
I was doing the math, like how much that would be worth at present value.
Oh,
Bitcoin.
did it break the phone?
And I had to. It has like the E thing.
Oh,
so I had to like turn this over.
Is it $14 billion?
14 billion. Mom Lad would have had 14 billion in Bitcoin.
Here's the thing. I always think of it this way. Let's say she had
wouldn't
bought
have
it.
sold it. I mean, she probably wouldn't have held it all the way.
Exactly.
Until now.
I think if you buy it at 14 and it goes to $1, you'd be like, "What? I just on Bitcoin sell," or like it goes to $10. You'd be like, "What? $10 sell." So I think the chance of someone holding it all the way is pretty slim, especially to 14 billion.
When it had skyrocketed a few months back, my daughter called me because I have a daughter also, and she goes, "Mom, check your coin account." I'm like, "Why? I hadn't looked at it in like a year and a half." She goes, just look at it. And I looked, I went, oh my gosh. I had no idea because you forget about things or you're preoccupied with other types of things. And so now I watch it regularly, but it kind of like disappeared for a while. And so that was a really nice surprise.
El Miguelito asks, what did he say? Oh, aside from money and net worth, what kind of development would you like to see for your future self?
I would like to see the richest kid in America, not just as in money wise, but just like being known as the richest kid in America by like everyone. Like I like imagine being on a magazine and it's like the richest kid in America and there I am. Like that's my goals, is to just get more like people noticing me, like, because I think it's cool being known as the richest kid in America right now by millions and millions of people, but like I just think it would be so awesome if like billions of people were like, that's the richest kid in America.
Do you worry though that kind of like puts you in a corner that like you can't, it's hard to escape the richest kid in America? If you ever want to do something else, you're stuck with the richest kid in America.
You can never be the poorest kid in America.
No.
Let's cross that off the list.
The most middle class kid in America.
I mean, the thing with that is I do see that sometimes, but that's only happens when I'm around like random people that happen to be fans. Like when I'm around people that don't know who I am, or when I'm like with my friends or with my family, no one else sees me as the richest kid in America except for the people that know me by following my socials or like rug stuff. So like there is a lot of times where I'm not the richest kid in America. I'm just Donald.
Yeah, I know we're spending too much time on the question. I'm just gonna say, I think after the age of like 20, 22, there's got to be a switch there, because you don't want to be a 30-year-old kid.
The richest adult.
No.
Yeah, but it doesn't translate. I think it works up until 18, and I think around that age, you got to find a different
Richest man in the world.
the richest man in America. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay, we'll leave it there.
All right. How many houses have you lived in your whole life?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to start counting. So I was born in Santa Luz, Morganbrun, Palm Desert, Bahamas. The other house in the same neighborhood. We own the two biggest house in one neighborhood. So my dad's current house, 27,000 square feet on 5 acres. He had one down the street that was 20,000 square feet, but on 40 acres with a baseball field and all that. So I lost count. Okay, so we got Santa Luz, Morgan Run, the Palm Desert, the one in Poway, the Cielo, the current Dad Lad's house, the New York, the first one in LA, Lake Sherwood, the second one in LA, the third one in LA. I think that's 10. Those are like the 10 main ones I've lived in. Not like owned.
Like a dozen.
No.
Handful.
We'll round up. A dozen.
Wow.
That reminds me of a story. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Back when I was a kid, yeah.
What is some advice you would give Graham and I? And you're welcome to chime in too.
Oh, I like that. That's a good question. All right.
Yeah. What can we be doing better?
Doing better?
Any advice? Could be anything.
Just in general?
Anything.
You need a Gucci belt, Graham.
You do, man.
If you want to buy me one, yeah,
You need a Gucci belt, Graham.
It's okay to part with your money sometimes.
That's true. I wonder, do you guys get sick? Because Graham already gets this a lot. I remember when I was manning his emails, I'd get questions all the time like, hey, can Graham please just send me money? No reason. They would just ask for it. Do you guys get that all the time? Is it expected when you're with your friends and you guys go out somewhere? Are your friends always like, all right, of course, Donald's paying or Don Lad's paying?
Sometimes. A lot of people do it as like a joke and then they actually will pay for themselves. But they're like, oh, like, Don, like, you got this, right? We're at like the really, like, one of my friends will invite us. It's like a big group of people to like Boa Steakhouse or whatever, like the nicest place. And they're like, oh, thanks for dinner, Don.
That's smart. Yeah.
But
I do that with Jack. I'm always like, thanks for dinner, Jack.
He does.
I do.
When you're my age, I think it's important. Your friends are who you are. Like in the past, I've made the mistake of supporting people and paying for people. And so now I'm at a point where I level up, where I only really associate with people on my level. Otherwise, you can't talk freely or you think differently. And when I'm like, oh, this is normal, right? They're like, no. And so it's been hard. Like, what do they say?
You are who you surround you, the five
Exactly,
friends.
or
Yeah.
like if you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
So same thing. I think you should always level up, always try to surround yourself with people above you or at your level.
Yeah. Jack, did you vet these questions for us?
Yeah, I did, man. I hearted all the ones that I liked. Oh, this is a great question. Okay, all right. All right. How are you going to raise your future kid?
Richest kid in America 2.0. I mean,
V2. That's hilarious.
I'm just gonna raise him like I feel like by the time I have a kid, I will be like just not like done, but like I'll just I don't think this is gonna stay forever. Like there's some older YouTubers that have been at it for a while, but I just don't think this will be a forever thing. Like you said, richest kid in America. Once I get older, I probably am not gonna be wanting to raise my kids being a vlogger, like showing everyone my kids and how they grew up. And like if I was raised starting from like a baby, just like with always cameras on you around and like being like pushed to like be in YouTube and act, like because at that age you don't have a choice, so you just do it. I feel like it would just like, I'm not gonna do it that way.
And would you raise them like financially as the same way that you were raised?
Probably.
Yeah. First class.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
What is the most you have ever paid for a cup of coffee? And this goes to both of you.
a cup of coffee. Well, the other day, this wasn't coffee because I don't drink coffee, but a half a gallon of milk. It was midnight, or no, it was like 1 a.m. I needed a glass of milk. Why? I don't know. $13 for half a gallon of milk.
Oh, is that because
Erewhon?
delivery fees and
Postmates,
everything?
yeah.
Oh, you Postmated that?
Yeah, what do you think? You're not going out midnight for a gallon. No, Postmate.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Probably like in London somewhere when we had tea at that fancy hotel, probably like $15-17.
Wow.
But that's like when you're, in the environment of one of those, like, where were we, the Cognat or something hotel in London, and it's all the little sandwiches and coffees and teas, and that's kind of the
Wow.
price.
Mine is probably Alfred's coffee shop. It's like $7-8.
I love
Maybe
that
9,
place.
yeah.
They have the best breakfast burritos.
I've never had them. Yeah.
Great breakfast burritos.
Do you guys like, as a family, go out to a cheap restaurant like Denny's? Maybe you go to Denny's,
I've never been to Denny's.
No,
I feel like we should take you to Denny's.
get a Grand Slam.
it's just
Yeah.
greasy.
It's
Well,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever been to McDonald's?
Of course.
Yeah, we've been to McDonald's.
Listen, I need
Dude, they're not aliens, man. they're humans.
No, but we've done
Have you heard of
IHOP.
McDonald's?
Like IHOP we've done,
IHOP's
or
good,
like
yeah.
Mimi's Cafe.
But how not
or-
Denny's? I feel like that's the same sort of classification as IHOP. It's the same.
It is.
Yeah.
Ro-
Oh,
Roscoe's.
how about this? Is there a restaurant? Yeah. Is there a restaurant you wouldn't go to?
The buffets, like the hometown buffet
Really?
or Applebee's.
Applebee's.
I've never been, but I like always heard it
Applebee's?
in memes or seen it in like commercials.
What did the Applebee's ever do to you?
I don't think Applebee's. Maybe it is. I don't think I've been to an Applebee's.
I've never been, but see, you know
Or like
about
a
it.
Arby's.
It has like
I've never been to Applebee's. I to be honest, but
Arby's sounds
I'm not
gross,
opposed
too.
to it.
I know, just the sound, like the
Like the
name
name.
Arby's, I couldn't.
That
I don't even know
Arby's.
what they have there.
They got
The
like
name is
Arby's,
meat,
we've
man.
got the meats. No,
Yeah.
I can never eat there after hearing that.
But do you guys go to like Roscoe's too? Roscoe's?
I don't know what that is.
Roscoe's is great.
Roscoe's is awesome, but the thing about like
It's
my
chicken and
opinion of Roscoe's
waffles.
is
Fried
it's
chicken
like-
and waffles.
It's uncomfortably expensive, right? Because it's like $17,
Yeah, it is.
right? So it's like it's not like crazy fancy or anything, but it's also not cheap. It's just uncomfortably expensive, and I feel like at your guys' level, that's just like a no. That's you don't like think about that. You just right.
Right.
$17 meals.
If there's a food I want, I'm just gonna get it.
That's cool. That's cool.
I like food.
Check, you
I
gotta
always
think of better
say
design.
spend money on experience.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and that's what I've always told Donnie. I said, I'm going to actually sell my home I just bought, like when the year's up, because I bought it for a really good deal.
And we're moving to the
That's the
Bahamas.
one that
Uh-huh.
really.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we might be moving to the Bahamas. Us?
Well, part-time,
'Cause
because I'll
you-
get a place there.
we don't
And
have
Florida,
visa,
maybe.
so 3 months there, and then like Florida or some
Should
other
do Puerto
state.
Rico.
Puerto Rico,
That's
Puerto
what you should
Rico,
be doing.
Bahamas.
But I bought the house, as you know, you're
Yeah.
familiar with it, and now the houses in that neighborhood without the view are going for the same price I bought it for.
We got a very good deal. It was on the market.
7.
3.7.
It was on the
now?
market for one
Yeah.
day, and there were like full price offers, but they took ours. There were like 2 other offers in the first day, and they took ours.
And I always say, don't be attached to things. So, like homes, we move all the time.
Yeah.
Make the money. Don't be attached, but spend the money on travel experiences. We've swam with the sharks. Like, there's so many things that can't be taken from us
Yeah.
as we get older. And I think that's the most important thing, is to share experiences opposed to things. So
Yeah.
things are nice, but travel, food, good meals together, that's what I spend my money on.
It's good. Should experience Arby's.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
I'm okay.
I'll pass for
That will
now.
never be taken from you. You'll have that experience for the rest of your life.
Applebee's.
I'm actually
Oh,
looking right now.
Taco Bell. I will not eat Taco Bell.
What?
also.
Wow, man, Taco Bell is great.
Wait, no, my bad. My bad. I love Taco Bell.
Taco?
Guys,
Del Taco.
guess
sure.
what?
My bad.
What?
My bad.
There's an Applebee's down the street that
No.
closes at midnight. It's literally down the street.
Is it a buffet?
I don't know. I don't
No,
think it's.
I think it's a
buffet.
sit down,
No,
right?
Applebee's is like it's like a Denny's.
Sit down.
It's a sit down place.
I heard they have a mean margarita. Is that the thing online?
I hear that too.